We are going off the rails. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show dedicated to Disney and tangents. I am your host, Frank, and today I am joined alongside by a bunch of great people, including Jackie Gailey.
Hi, everybody.
And Rhino.
Hello.
Hello. We have a lot to catch up on, and we're going to get to that in a second. But before we get there, I want to remind you this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, please consider booking a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and you get the support of an awesome Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com for a free, no obligation quote today. Now, it has been a while since the last time we have gone off the rails just because life has truly gotten in the way. There's been so much happening over the past month to the point that I can't even think about what all was happening. I just feel like we have not been able to lock down a time and place to get together and record. And partly with that is... we're also just down to the three of us now. If you didn't watch or listen to the last episode, you are finding out right now, I guess, for the first time that Denny Sunderly is no longer part of our Off the Rails team because she's no longer part of the Diz team. She has moved on to a new opportunity at Give Kids the World, and obviously we were so happy for her, and she will be missed on this show, but we're going to keep this train running with just the three of us. And maybe we'll kind of mix it up every now and then. We haven't really talked about it as a group yet. I think we've had like minor conversations with it, but rather than replace Denny entirely and fill a fourth seat per se, I think we're going to kind of leave it open and maybe have guest stars come in. I don't know how either of the other two of you feel about that. What do you think?
It's very live with Regis and Kelly. So I feel like that's what happened when Regis left. They had the rotating seat.
I like it.
Are you? But is Rhino suggesting we drop Jackie from this show and he and I just become Regis and Kelly? Because
well, then it should be. I guess
we already do Universal.
I guess it's more like The View then.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, well, that's kind of what we are anyways when you really break it down. We're not talking about anything important in life. We're really just wasting time for people who have free time in the afternoon to watch stuff. I'm sure people watch this at night as well, too. But we are essentially the junk food of Disney planning and Disney advice. We're not giving you anything that is actually substantial. We're just rotting your brain, rotting your teeth, rotting everything.
We're here for the fun.
Yeah, and I think that's all anyone asks of us. Or maybe you don't ask anything of us. I'm not quite sure. But
yeah.
So Jackie, you vote for the rotating seat.
I do. I think that is really fun. And I remember when Regis left, and I think that's
stop talking about Regis.
I know. No, but that's a cool way of like
Gelman.
I like that because it's entertaining. Different voices are really entertaining to me, and I feel like they probably are to a lot of other people too, It's fun.
Yeah. No, it absolutely is. And hopefully we can use it as an opportunity as well, too, to maybe bring in some voices who don't actually even work for our company, because we know there's a lot of people out there who probably have a lot to say about Disney. And hopefully, the shame of it is with a remote show like we're doing right now, because we're still in the mode where we're trying to stay safe before our Alaska cruise. Like this would have been ripe to bring in a person from far away and have them try out for it, but that's also that wasn't going to happen on this last minute notice, because as of last week we were going to get in the studio and record together, and then we all came to our senses and like maybe we shouldn't, just to be safe. And well, we're all going to Alaska, so I guess the safe measure really worked out. But with that, we have it. We are going to leave it open for rotation, and we will, maybe people can tell us who they want to see on the next batch of Off the Rails, because I know we're going to be pre-recording about 4 of them right here, including this one. So it's going to be a while before we can get a guest on, but let us know who you want to see in terms of people from our team, or if you feel like you're a good volunteer for it. You know what? Shout it out too. There's no wrong answers, unless you're like saying like, I can't think of a person who's alive that's important that wouldn't do this show. If you're a current or former president, a celebrity politician, I doubt you're going to want to do off the rails, but reasonable, acceptable people, let us know if you ever want to throw your hat in the ring. I'm not going to say we're going to let you, but you know what? At least you're voicing your opinion that you think you should be on this show. But
if you don't ask, the answer's always no, right?
I guess that's what they tell kids, and that's what they tell other people. So it sounds like good logic to me.
Yeah.
But so it's been over a month. So what's been going on with all of us? What's anyone been up to? Any fun Disney related things that you've done lately?
Well,
Bueller?
I haven't been to the parks in a long time. So it's been a while since I've been to the parks. I've been just over here kind of wallowing in the fact that my coworker is no longer with our team. And so I love how on the last Off the Rails, how you said, if Jackie was on here, she probably wouldn't be able to speak. And that was accurate. So that was accurate.
Well, do you have any upcoming trips planned down to Orlando? I know you were probably going to make it down here for the Halloween party if, that would have ended up being a possibility for you, but you'll already be on the way out to Seattle. But do you have anything else coming up in your horizons?
So I'm going to be on the Disney Wish at the end of September. And then the day we get off the ship, I'm heading over to Walt Disney World for DisCon. So that'll be on the 30th of September. So I'll be down for a couple days then, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to see, I haven't been there in so long. It seems like it's been 100 years since I've been to the park. So I'm excited to come down. Halloween is my favorite time of the year at Disney. So, and while it's always weird to me that it starts, before the middle of August when it's hotter than fire, I still love it. So I love everything fall and everything Halloween. And I don't know if Christmas and Halloween are kind of in a tie for me. So, because I love them both equally at the parks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the Halloween festiveness.
Are you going to try to get a ticket for Mickey's Not So Scary now that, you're not going to be able to go on the very first night like you were supposed to? Are you going to try to plan it sometime around DisCon, or are you just turning your back on it this year?
I don't know if I'm going to go, Craig. The price on those tickets, it's really high this year.
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure that I'm going to go. I'm really not. There's 5 people in our immediate family, and I'd want family to come, but I don't think I'm willing to spend like a little over $1,000.
No, it's a tough decision. So obviously, like I'm going to still be able to go on the very first night and do all of my coverage for it and try to get as much done as possible. But I will be completely honest. The announcement, we are recording this a day before its release, and they announced earlier today about what the pre-parade would be this year before Boo to You. And I know Rhino's real excited about it. Rhino, what is it?
Oh, yes. Well, I don't care about anything else other than Max is going to be there cosplaying as Powerline. And it was like kismet because we literally recorded an episode yesterday and you were like, what do you want to see more of at Disney? And I was like, I want to see more characters from when we were kids represented. And I said specifically a Powerline meet and greet. Although I said I would love Max in his Powerline outfit, I wanted actual Powerline, but I am very, very, very excited for Max. And I did see that it was a pre-parade, but I didn't see any more information on that. Can you fill me in?
I don't think there's any really more information besides that. I think it's just going to be like for what I remember at a time where it was like, was it Disney Junior characters maybe that came out before, and then maybe Zootopia did at one point in time. I always film it, but it kind of just goes out of my head. You know, they do the hype up while you're waiting for the parade to actually come out. So I think it's awesome to lay into that. I got so nervous at first when I saw the TikTok with Max's power line, because I was like, son of a b, it's going to be
a 3-hour
meet
wait.
and greet.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was like, I cannot justify doing it. So my immediate thought was, well, I'm just going to have to buy a ticket for another night, Halloween party, so I can go back and do it. So then finding out that it was just part of the pre-parade, it's like, okay, that's good. I can make that work. That's fine with me. I that way everyone gets a fair chance to actually see him, because it's the worst part of these parties when you're in such a limited time, and if you want that photo with them and you're waiting hours and hours and hours, that's not fun. You have to go back multiple times, and that's a lot of money.
It really is. That's what I don't understand about these extra things within the party. Like, the party is a fortune. And yeah, if he was a meet and greet character, oh my gosh, they'd probably start the line at 7.
I will never forget that first Oogie Boogie Bash that we went to in California, and that was it was a nightmare in terms of the meet and greets. Like the treat trails, you could see the characters that were in there, but the standalone meet and greets were like some of the worst lines I have ever seen for anything. And that's, in my opinion, that I will always stand by it, that the one good thing that came out of COVID was learning how to do the meet and greet opportunities from a distance. That way the characters just kind of get to turn in different directions as you get a selfie. Yes, it's not the same as going up and actually meeting them, but when you're talking about a rare character, you want the picture. Yeah. And I guess for some people, they're okay waiting in long lines for it so they can get the perfect pictures that they want. But I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong with it, but I have a feeling the majority, when it comes to rare characters, they would rather not have to wait as long, but still get that opportunity. That's just me, at least.
No, yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you. It's like you want to be able to lay your eyes on them and be able to say you saw them. And that's why I mean, I agree with you. It's fun when they're part of like a cavalcade or something like this, where I'm imagining maybe it's a cavalcade, or maybe he is, like you said, just like walking down and being like part of the hype crew. So you get to see it. I'm hoping it's both. I'm hoping that happens. And then there's also a meet and greet, because it is one of those where it's like, I would love it to be able to see him with my own eyes for sure, but I also would die for the photo.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm sure it's going to be with the amount of crowd that has been at the parties in the past, although last year was definitely much more manageable, so I don't know if they're keeping it to that level or not. It makes it difficult to turn around and get it at just the right time, and it's only one, Max is only one goof, so it's hard for him to be able to kind of know that he can fulfill everybody's sort of, back and forth thing. So I want to see him and be friends with him.
I love that.
I'm going to throw out a very bold statement here, and I want genuine opinions from it. If they offered rare characters like Max in the Powerline outfit, would you pay for an individual Lightning Lane to have the chance to meet those characters that are like very rare? Basically saying like, you don't, there's no standby line. The only way to meet them is if you pay money for it.
So you are
pay money?
And you're saying that this is in addition to paying the extra money for the park, I guess you pay for a park ticket anyways, but like you pay for the Halloween party and then you have to buy the Lightning Lane on top of that.
Yeah, we can even say regular park day. I think just in general, like for characters, we all know that a great way to meet characters is by paying the money to do a character meal, and you get the meal, but you also get the characters. But what if they ever gave the option and was just solely like, hey, you want to meet Max in his Powerline outfit? It'll be $5 a person.
If it was $5,
Would you
I'd
wanna
do it for sure. If it's $20, that's the kind of crazy part. But for $5, I would do it. I don't think it's right, and I don't think they should do it. But for $5, I'm that close. That's the thing, is like you just have to do the one more hurdle to get to it. I'd probably do it because it'd be fulfilling. It'd be fulfilling like a Disney dream, I guess. You know what I mean? Being able to meet that specific character that I never thought I'd be able to meet.
Yeah, I was thinking about it in my head and trying to figure out how to make it affordable, because you're right. You can't charge like $20 for it. I think even 10 is a stretch, because if you have a family of 4, let's say like, what if everyone wants to go through the line together? Is everyone going to need to pay that $10 in order to do it in this made up scenario that just completely came off the top of my head? I have no idea, but I don't know. I doubt Disney would ever have the balls or courage to monetize meet and greets like that. But I think I would actually, for rare characters that I've always wanted my photo with, like if I had the chance to be able to get my photo with that creepy Dumbo that walks around, I would 100% pay for it. I
love that Dumbo.
Would you do it, Jackie? Would you pay for a meet and greet?
It would have to be a really super special character. Like it would have to be how Goofy Max, or I'm saying that wrong.
Max Goof.
It would have to be like that kind of a special character, like how he is to Rhino. It would have to be that kind of a character. And so like, when I remember way back when Jack Skellington and Sally were first characters in the park, and my kids lost their minds because they heard Jack Skellington actually speaking. And so I waited in that line for a little over half of the entire party that year so that we could go up as a family and meet those characters. And so like for that, I'd pay for it. I sure would.
You get so much more of the party back to yourself, because it's like what you just said, Jackie, is that I remember when that Jack and Sally came out and they were talking, and you're right, like people were in line for that for more than half of the party.
They were. Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. Like I wouldn't do it for, it would have to be so special. Like if Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was my favorite storybook growing up, I would probably pay extra to get a lightning lane to meet that group.
It better be one where you can take your time though too. I think that's a valid point too. It better not be like how you feel really rushed when you go in, Like I think it's gotta be, I think you've got to be like, okay, you can take more than one photo, because that happened to me at Disneyland. I waited for like 90 minutes to take a picture with Ewoks, and then I got up there and they were like, okay, only one picture per group. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, not that I wasn't with a friend who I very much enjoy the photo that came out, but it was also like, in my mind the whole time I'm thinking to myself, okay, we'll have a cute group photo and then we'll have and I don't want to hear the story about how I did that to somebody else before.
Well, first off, Rhino, we've already been over this, the karma. Second, you probably shouldn't be waving your global entry card in front of the camera nonstop.
Oh, I didn't even realize that's in my hand. I'm like,
you're just holding your global entry card.
Guys, listen, here's my social security number.
I don't even know if it's on there. I'm just trying to step in front of this just in case there's any information on there that's important. But again,
I think it's
the
everything.
karma.
Craig is always trying to save us.
Yeah, I'm pretty. It's got my date of birth and everything on it. So
no.
Probably not good.
Well, someone's going to try to enter the country as Rhino. So that's
Good luck.
Or Ryan, I guess, Ryan Clavin. But no, karma. It's you did it to us, where we all waited in a long line to meet Ewoks and then got up to it, had a personal photo shoot for what felt like it felt like 2 minutes. It was probably only actually like 45 seconds. But then by that point, they were done with us and like, okay, we'll take a group photo and then move on. And Rhino has all these photos, and poor
One
Kylie
of them sat
there looking, saying, I just wanted my photo with the Ewoks. That's all I wanted. And he robbed her of it. He robbed my wife of her photo.
And you will never live that down as long as you shall live.
Here's the thing. Which one of the two of us has a photo with an Ewok by ourselves?
Hey, I can't dig it out because I don't have a copy of it, but I have the ultimate cutest picture of me with an Ewok. And I don't know, maybe my sister uploaded it to Facebook and I can find it, but it's like 5-year-old Craig with a tank top on and giving an Ewok a big hug when the Ewok was at the same exact height as me. So I think in this situation, I probably win in the long run, but if I can't find the photo, I can't prove it.
Well, I can't help it. I feel like when I see an Ewok, I become like Monterey Jack when he sees the cheese, and it's just blind Ewok.
The back of your legs just start floating off the ground, and you hover.
I just That's
definitely a method. Oh, fantastic!
Wonderful. I'm afraid that they're going to do that, though. I'm afraid that they're going to start charging. God.
Yeah, I know. Don't jinx us now. We've given them an idea. They already added Max after our show yesterday after they heard me say it. So,
oof. Yeah. See,
I'll just say though, since I would pay it, I'm okay with it. If the character's rare enough, and I understand that there's levels to it because obviously they bring out a lot of rare characters for like the DVC Moonlight Magic and special events like that. So,
yeah,
if you're bought into something like DVC, I think you have a right to be able to meet those kind of characters without having to pay anything extra if it's part of a party like that. But for a regular day guest, if you had the opportunity to meet Darkwing Duck, and all the cost was like $5, would you? I think I would.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That's the thing that's so hard about this is that when it's characters like that are just like the salt of the earth of your childhood, yeah. I mean, here's my wallet. Here's the whole thing.
It's kind of, I feel like it's like emotional extortion.
It is.
That point.
You know what? That is a beautiful, yes. That is exactly what it is, Rhino.
I mean, that's what Disney is as a whole. It's just emotional extortion.
Yes.
Extortion. I don't know what extortion is. I feel like that's one step away from exorcism, but no, that's what the Walt Disney Company is in general. It's pulling at your emotions to drain us of money, and we are gladly willing to participate in that, and sometimes way more eager than we should. But we won't give Disney any more ideas in this realm, and we'll kind of back off for it. But Rhino, what's been happening with you? What any good Disney stories over the past month?
Over the past month, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I mean, I don't know if people saw it. I know we keep talking about it, but I'm still very excited for D23. And they released like the full schedule for all the stages this last week. And I'm excited I'm a little bummed. I'm hoping we can still make it, but we're excited for the big stuff like the Marvel and the Lucasfilm and, the parks announcements and things like that. But there is a Bob's Burgers panel, and that means they're going to have the cast of Bob's Burgers there. And I have always wanted to do, they used to do, I don't know if they're still doing it again now post-COVID, but the cast of that show used to go around and do like live script readings in different cities. And I found out about it like way too late. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it the next time they do it. And of course, everything like that kind of stopped. It's the same with I Lost My Schitt's Creek one, and they're never going to finish that tour. So, I'm kind of really hoping that we can make it to that, but it's like at 12, and the Marvel Lucasfilm one's at 10 to 12. And I was like, those are normally at least 30 minutes, and then there's a walk to get out. And I was like, so burgers one, I'm like, if we walk in there, it'll be like, hopefully we can just see John Roberts doing all right. But
yeah, there's no chance, and technically that's in the next largest stage, so there could be still seating available for it by the time we'd be able to get out and over to that area. But if it's all full, then you won't be able to get in at all. And the thing is, I don't think we've ever been in the main panel where it's actually ended at the right time. If it involves movies, specifically for like this one being Marvel and Lucasfilm, there is no way it is ending on time. It never does. So it's going to run over. We're going to miss it. And I'm ticked off that it's the second time in a row where they've had a Simpsons panel in a smaller stage during the big one too. But right now, my main rage with Expo is that they have seemingly eliminated the Muppets Christmas Carol panel off the schedule. After it feels like so that weird announcement, it feels like they announced it only just a couple weeks ago. And then to turn around and release the full schedule and it's not on there anymore. Like, that's bad. That's bad. I'm really disappointed about that. But it's not like it's going to stop me from going. I'm upset that it was going to work out where it was enough clearance time between the big panel of that day. And then I think what that day it was the Marvel Lucasfilm one. And then there was like a solid hour and a half before the Muppets one. And now it's gone.
They dangled that carrot in front of you. It had you. They never said anything. You wouldn't care less. Yeah. They told you. Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that.
It could honestly be they can't get the performers together. Someone can't be there that's critical to be a part of it. It's like, I'm assuming that they would probably want Brian Henson to be there since he directed it and is such an important part. But like, if he can't show up, then is there a point in really doing it? I mean, you can pull in the other performers who are a part of it, but that's even then it's kind of rough because back then, you had Steve Whitmire is Kermit, and he's kind of just been completely erased from everything after he was no longer voicing Kermit anymore. And beyond that, so it's not like all the Muppet performers who were still working back then are around. So I'm assuming it has to do with talent more than anything else. But
yeah, and my guess is too that we're still going to get a little bit of a Muppet present, or maybe my hope is because of that show that's about Animal and his band that is done filming. I gotta believe that they're going to have like Adam Goldberg come out and do some sort of like tease or presentation with that. So I imagine we're going to at least see Animal, and maybe what did I just was going to call her Jocelyn. What the heck is her name? Janice.
Yeah.
I was like, Jocelyn, the duct tape Muppet from CVS.
That Jocelyn doesn't even sound like a Muppet name. Janice does, but not Jocelyn.
I feel like Jocelyn is from Bob's Burgers is the one who, the girl who farts all the time. It's her friend who's just like, oh my God. It's that one.
Yeah. Very cartoonish. Yeah. Just not a Muppet though. A Muppet has more realism to it. But
really?
Yeah. Yeah, Rhino. Yeah. But that's is that kind of it? That's nothing that happened big for you in the past little bit. Just what you're looking forward to.
Yeah. I mean,
fine.
It's been very. I mean, I have other things to look forward to, but I don't know. It's just been so hot lately. But I did go to the park recently, and I was trying to do a Patreon video of what it was like for me to use the Magic Band Plus because I am technologically inept. And as I had started it and was sitting down trying to figure it out, and I couldn't, a Patreon supporter came and chatted with me at Baseline Tab House, and that was fun. We chatted for like an hour and a half or something like that. So I just hung out, and that was cool. And I'm looking forward to, I don't know. It's like before we were on the Wish before that. I feel like it was our lull before this big Alaska trip. And now I am days after we get back from this Alaska trip, I'm actually going on a trip out to California for a vacation for a Power Rangers convention, but I have squeezed in 2 Disneyland days out of it. So I am excited for that.
Yeah. I obviously I've been very busy. I was out in Disneyland for an Adventures by Disney vacation, along with other parts of California, and that was after the Wish, and now before Alaska too. I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to Alaska, because I am, but I'm ready to like take a break from cruise, because with the Wish and then this one, I'm like,
And podcast cruise before that.
I'm going to be cruised out. Yeah, really cruised out. And like, I will say, I really took it easy while I was at Disneyland. I did zero work while I was there, which is a first for me. The most I did was I took photos of our group while we were doing the vacation, so that way I could post those on social media. But like, I didn't create any content while we were out there. Just spent time talking to everyone and spending quality time with Kylie. And I feel like, I think I need to start doing that more with Walt Disney World. I know it's very hard to just be like, I want to walk in and have fun for a couple hours without needing that feeling of working. But getting to be able to do that in Disneyland, I was like, this is spectacular. And, we did a dining package at the River Bell Terrace for Fantasmic.
I tried.
And
can't get
had
one.
great seats. It was... Are you going on a day where they have it?
Yes, because it's a Sunday, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I was very adamant about being like, that Sunday I want to go, because my friend who's going, their priority is the Main Street Electrical Parade, and I was like, I don't care. I've seen that enough times in my life now for forever. So
yeah, it's the Main Street Electrical Parade. We love it, but I do love it.
I don't.
I know.
I know
you
love
don't,
it.
Rhino.
It doesn't give you the chills when you hear that music starting?
No.
Ugh.
I feel bad. I feel bad because I know there are people that love it. So I'm not trying to like, it's just not for me. I'm just tired of the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I get that, we say that about rides. We're like, don't change the ride, don't take the ride, whatever. And there can be parade people too. But I guess it's just one of those things where I was like, okay, this has run its course, and you have another one that's just sitting in the back. And I get it. If there's problems with Paint the Night and that's the reason why it can't come back, that's fine. But I would love something new and innovative, because that is what Disney is supposed to be. So when Disneyland does stuff that's like really, I'd rather them bring back that show with the drummers and the
Soundsational.
Yeah. I really like that parade too. I'm not a parade guy though, so I'm not a parade guy.
I know. Here's the thing, though. Main Street Electrical Parade is great. The problem is I think I got used to it at Disney or at Walt Disney World versus Disneyland, where we don't have parade breaks here because of the way our park's set up. So it was the parade flows so much better at Walt Disney World than having the big giant gaps that it has at Disneyland. And that's like the one thing that knocks it down a peg for me. But back to Fantasmic. So the thing to do is obviously on the day of, start refreshing the app to, if you want the Hungry Bear, I almost said Hungy Bear. You want the Hungry Bear one, that's what was in my brain. If you want that one, then you just need to start refreshing, and you could end up getting it. As I was refreshing all day, I could have pulled Hungry Bear probably like 6 or 7 times throughout the day, but the menu didn't really appeal to me. But for River Bell, if it's not a super busy day, and you can't get reservations in advance for it, you can join the wait list, just like you can with Walt Disney World restaurants. So basically, I hesitated booking a River Bell Terrace reservation all day just because I didn't know what time we would want to go. And then when we finally decided to go, all the reservations dropped out and they were gone. And so we walked up, and as soon as we got close to it, it was saying like, yeah, you can join the virtual line in 20 minutes or for a 20-minute wait. And we walked maybe 2 minutes away around the other side of the restaurant, and it called us to come back for our table.
But does that count as a dining package when you do a walk up? You can do that?
Yes, because at River Bell, you have 2 options. You can either book it, so it's I think the second show, you book the outside seating, so you watch the show from where you're seating, or if you want tickets for like the seating area, you go in the restaurant. Obviously, it can be at any point in time for lunch or dinner, and you just tell them, I want the Phantasmic prefix. They can sell out their allotted amount for the day, but that being said, the day that we got ours in mid-July, when it was super busy and crazy and a lot of people wanted to do it, the section that we were supposed to be sitting in for River Bell Terrace was so undersold that they were moving Hungry Bear people into our section to give them more room. So people who paid less ended up getting to sit in our section as well when ours cost more. And so, yeah, all you need is the reservation for River Bell. You're definitely safe if you go in for lunch and say, hey, I want the prefix at lunch. You can still probably do it for dinner, but all you have to do is once you go walk up to the people to check in, or once you're sitting down, you just say, hey, I want the Phantasmic dinner package. And again, to it being undersold, it was so undersold that they were literally asking the tables that came in, like, hey, are you sure you're not interested in it? Most people were like, no, I don't really want it, because the prefix wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but if you do have allergies and other issues with it, they'll swap anything out, and they're very good about it. So I highly recommend that. $50, and so you get, a fair priced meal and then reserve seats for Phantasmic. And if you choose the first show, then obviously you just sit there and you stay in place, and then as long as it's not too windy, you get to watch the fireworks right after from Rivers of America. And honestly, I think I now prefer that view to anything on Main Street, just because you still get the projections in the water fountain, but it's just far less crazy.
Are they still doing the
so
fireworks?
Much more relaxing. Oh, by the time you get there, you're there before September 1st, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, then they will still be doing the fireworks. I think those end September 1st, because they end right before D23 Expo. And that's the thing they left everyone scratching their head. Like, you have a whole bunch of people who came into town hoping to
Disney
see the Main
fans.
Street Electrical Parade, and you're ending this entertainment. So that's that's confusing.
My guess is they were doing it because the Halloween stuff is starting earlier. I don't know if this is the earliest it's ever started there or whatever, but it feels like it's at least like a week earlier than it normally starts, because not only will they do the Oogie Boogie, the bash starts that Thursday of the D23, right? Or that Tuesday? The Tuesday? September.
Oogie Boogie Bash starts the Tuesday before D23 Expo, and then the D23 member night is on Saturday of the Expo.
Because then I know that at Disneyland they're doing their fireworks show, their Halloween fireworks show there sometimes, aren't they? And that's free to watch. I thought that was the whole thing, is that there was going to be
free to watch, but
over there.
I don't remember when it starts. Usually it started like mid. I can't remember the date. Usually it started like mid-September, but maybe it started earlier. I honestly have not looked at that, so I don't want to give out false information.
I'm looking at it right now, in fact. September 2nd, it says, through the 31st.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Halloween. That's a lot of Halloween.
Yeah. I just wanted to double confirm that, because, well, then now I'm happy that I have a reservation over there for D23 as well, because we only had I know we're doing the Oogie Boogie party, which I'm very much looking forward to, but
it'll be too windy.
I'm sure.
It's always very convenient at Disneyland that on weekdays it's always too windy for fireworks. I know that's not completely accurate. I know it happens on weekends too, and I know it shoots off on weekdays as well, but I feel like with my luck, anytime I'm there on a weekday, guaranteed that I'm not getting fireworks. Just, it always happens. Makes me sad.
Makes me sad. Yeah,
it does. And so that was kind of the big highlight with Disney with me. And the other thing I will say, I'm shocked to say this, but in terms of California Adventure, I actually think that Spider-Man Web Slingers might be my favorite attraction in that park now.
What?
And I know you're shocked, but we had a group of us that we just kept going on it over and over again, because
how long did you wait for repeat rides?
We had ABD. ABD gave us the lightning lanes where we didn't have to wait.
That's the thing, is that I said if you were able to do the ride, get off, and wait maybe 20 minutes, for this ride, I think it's great repeatability. But having to wait an hour, that's the hard part. You can't redo it like I feel like you're supposed to. Also, I don't know how your arms didn't fall off.
Oh, it was getting bad because over the course of I think 2 days, we did it like. I feel like I did it 5 times, and then Kylie and our friend Liz did it another 2 times without us because obviously Kylie was limited on what she could ride because of her pregnancy. So that really played in. So like when we would go off and do Guardians, they would do Web Slingers, and but we had a nice solid group because we were hanging out with our friends the Travises, and they just like we just kept doing it, and every time it was bouncing around by who would be the top score, and we made it onto the hourly leaderboard once, which was very exciting. And I feel like when you have the right group and you don't wait that long, Web Slingers is a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to do it again. But you have to be with the right group. Can't just be with Rhino and watch him get all cocky and then end up smoking him.
Yeah, well, and then my stupid thing stopped working anyway, so I couldn't even use it.
Yeah.
I did check just to confirm on the Disneyland website that on Wednesday, September 7th and Thursday, September 8th, they are doing the Halloween Screams with projections at 8:30 p.m. in Disneyland Park. So if you are listening to this and you are somebody going out there for D23 and you're doing park days, just something to think about.
Okay, now do that one more time, but it's like a radio advertiser.
This just in: Halloween Screams with projections, 8:30 p.m. Boo!
Okay. Well, and with that, we are going to go back on the rails. I know we didn't go fully off of it in this one, but we are going to go back on the rails. So thank you so much to Rhino and Jackie for having this conversation with me. Thank you, everyone out there, for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to support us more, you can always hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave us comments, questions, and video suggestions if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're listening to this, you can always subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if it's through a place you can leave a rating and review, please do that as well. And again, you can always support us more by booking a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. But that's going to do it for us this week with Off the Rails. Once again, thank you so much to Jackie and Rhino, and we will see you again next time when we go off the rails. Take care. Bye-bye.